So AI actually helped me edit this wedding film, but not in the way you expect. So today I'm going to walk through how AI helped me navigate the delicate nature of storytelling in wedding films and how it really just helped light a creative spark instead of doing the work for me. What's up, storytellers? Jared with an I here. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, this channel is all about helping passionate filmmakers become confident storytellers. Basically everything I wish I knew before I started filming weddings. So if you're into that sort of thing, it would mean so much if you consider liking and subscribing. When people hear the words AI, they usually either think of it as a powerful creative ally or a threat that risks devaluing human nuance and originality. The good news is it's never going to fully replace you as long as you don't let it. And today's tool is simply that. It's a creative tool, a companion that can really help you get out of your head, that can save you hours on hours when you're trying to figure out what's the best starting point for my story. The Plotline is a powerful tool that analyzes, transcribes, and curates a cohesive story based on your wedding audio. All of those long hours that we spend sorting, listening, trying to figure out the best pieces to the puzzle, Plotline helps us curate an intentional, emotive story, packages it all together in a cohesive narrative structure. Full disclosure, this video is not sponsored by Plotline. This is just a powerful tool, one that I pay a monthly subscription for, that helps me time and time again as I navigate the edit. This video is sponsored, however, by Multiply Sound, but we'll get to them later. Now, diving into my editing process here. When it comes to sorting through audio, sitting down and spending all of that time just listening, re-listening, thinking about the best lines of dialogue to pull, wondering if it all makes sense. It just doesn't seem like a good use of your time, especially when you see what Plotline can do. So first, I went through my editing process here and I created my multicam edits from all of the dialogue-driven moments from the wedding day. Moments like the first look, the ceremony, the speeches. Anytime you have multiple cameras running, multiple audio sources running, you want to create multicam edits so that it's easier to navigate between each shot and each audio file. Then I created a separate project called Narrative. I took all of my multicam edits and I placed them inside this timeline. I exported an MP3, so just the audio, and then I exported an XML of this project, and I'll tell you why in a second. Next, inside Plotline, we're going to create a new project. We're going to upload our MP3, and then we're going to upload our XML. And then Plotline is going to analyze and transcribe the audio. Once it's done, from here, we are going to create our story script. Now, this is the magic of Plotline. This is going to give you all the best moments to consider for your story. But a few housekeeping tips to consider is to make sure that you have the correct number of speakers, check all the boxes that you want to exclude so that the story script doesn't put something in there that you don't want into the mix. And then once it's done, you have your story script ready for review. And you'll see that it labels these moments into sections from high emotion, medium emotion, and low emotion. And the beauty of Plotline is that it lays out a foundation. It gives you the most impactful storylines and gets you started on crafting an engaging and thoughtful story. This is that indecision that is eradicated with Plotline. Now, of course, would I have been able to do the same thing without Plotline? Sure, I've done this long enough. I know the routine at this point, but the beauty of Plotline is that it saves you time. It gives you a jumping off point so that you can make the most impactful story in a fraction of the time. And that's the secret. You're still responsible for the nuance that comes with editing, pacing, finding the best moments, finding the best B-roll to dress up your film, the color grade, and of course, your sound design. And speaking of sound design, let's take a minute to talk about the man, the synth, the legend, who is helping filmmakers take their films to the next level with his incredible tonal sound effects packs. This is Boomer, and he created this. Multiply Sound tonal sound effects. And no, I'm not talking about your average whooshes or risers. These are musical tonal sounds in all 12 keys. And I have been using them religiously in every single film since I acquired this pack. It helps you build cinematic intros. It helps you transition between songs. It helps you create a bridge between one track to the other in a beautiful cinematic way. And the best part is it helps you take back control over the direction, the emotion, and the feeling of your musical score. And don't just take my word for it. Here's an example of what tonal sounds can do for the feeling of your films.
Chelsea, you are my best friend, my better half, my confidant in life. I vow to give you the best of myself to you each and every day.
As I stand here, I'm overwhelmed by the journey that has led us to this moment. We have walked together through laughter and tears, through triumphs and trials, and with every step, my love for you has deepened in ways I never knew possible.
But if you're like me and sound design isn't your forte, it's not something that you're a master at, if you pick up these packs, you will also get a 2-hour mini course of Boomer walking you through how to use them, the education behind of it, which is just so valuable, so important to help you use these packs in an intentional and just masterful way. So if you're interested, I will have more information down in the description below. And then I just want to encourage you guys, go to Boomer's channel, Multiply Sound, go to his Instagram, just check out a few reels. You'll quickly see and hear just the wealth of knowledge that Boomer is when it comes to all things music and building out the perfect score and how he's just changing the game for wedding filmmakers. I'm a big fan. I know you guys will quickly become one as well. So I hope you find that information helpful. But let's get back to Plotline. All right, so the second best feature of this entire platform is the export options. One of the big reasons that we added the XML file earlier was so that we could translate the story script into an actual timeline for our editor. And this way, when we go back into editing, we have one entire timeline dedicated to all of the most important story moments. And this is where you're going to save a lot more time as well, because you're not having to go through all of the different multicam edits and make cuts and drag over to your main timeline. It all exists in one timeline for you to start building out your story, which is exactly what I did with this film. Now, of course, I didn't use all of the moments that Plotline gave me, as you can see, but again, what this does, it eliminates the hours of sorting through audio. It eliminates the second guessing which part of your film that you should start with, what the actual story is. This really helps solve a lot of those pain points. So, of course, if you're interested in Plotline, I'll have more information down in the description below as well so that you can check it out and see if it could be a good solution for you. Look, I know that AI tools, they can be scary, they can be frustrating because they're foreign. We don't know the future implications of what AI is going to do to the creative process, to us as humans and artists, and there's a lot of just really bad actors out there. But there are some really good ones as well, like Plotline, who really want to help you save time and get clarity inside the editing process. And I think it's worth considering, worth trying if you are just struggling with this part of your journey. If you just need that clarity, you need that structure, you need that starting point. Because AI, it's not going anywhere. It's here to stay, unfortunately. So just choose your poison, so to speak. It's not really poison, but you get the analogy, I guess. And to be honest, if out of all the AI tools that are out there right now, I honestly believe that Plotline is one of the best ones in terms of helping you in your creative process. Because again, it's not doing the work for you, it's just helping you get started. But that's it for me. I hope you found this video helpful and valuable in some way. If you did, it would mean so much if you consider liking and subscribing. Drop a comment below, and until next time, keep creating and telling beautiful stories. Peace.
What the body feels inside.